Dear sales peeps, in this video I'll show you 4 tips on how to do better sales calls, and I'll share with you one bonus list of small talk topics to begin your conversation more effectively. In a time of social distancing, a video conferencing platform is where we work, learn, and sometimes even party. With most countries still in at least partial lockdown and coronavirus spikes continuing, video conferencing is here to stay. If you're in a sales role, you are even under more pressure, as virtual selling practices like video sales calls or demos have become the norm, since face-to-face sales meetings are no longer an option. Some of you are used to doing sales calls over video. Maybe you think you should just continue doing what you did well in the past, but I want to stop you there. I believe people are getting so used to video calls, and now even the smallest mistake you make are noticed. Now is the time to step up your game. Here's where video calls get tricky. You don't always realize how many factors and variables can influence whether or not your prospect thinks the call went well. In this video, I'll give you some advice on how to properly set up your screen, design your background, talk during the call, and look your best. And at the end, I'll share with you a list of small talk topics you can use as icebreakers at the beginning of the calls. Let's walk the talk. First, let's talk about your screen. When you create a video call invite, set the participant's video to off and let them manually activate their camera. This will give them a chance to make sure their area is presentable before they allow you into their, let's say, office. It will create a bit less anxiety on their part and gives them a little sense of control. Now, I always have a camera turned on. In the same manner, I ask others on the call to turn on their camera. Here, of course, you shouldn't force them to activate it, but the whole purpose of a video sales call is to see one another and give yourselves the chances to make a stronger connection. If the other side doesn't want to turn on the video, at least make your side, your team, to activate it and truly be present at the meeting. The last but not least thing regarding the screen is to use screen share, but when needed. If you need to show something, a visual, a photograph, a PowerPoint slide, anything really, then do it. But as soon as you are done talking about it and everyone has had the time to digest it, unshare your screen and return the call to a full video conference. That puts everyone's attention back on you. What's important here is that people remember faces and backgrounds better than graphics and text. You should use it to your advantage. The second tip relates to your background. In my opinion, great background equals great call. My tip for video conferencing is to be hyper aware of your background. Because it's a video, what you have surrounding you in a frame is as important as making sure you are front and center. Remove the clutter and either have a blank background, like a conference room, or a professional background if in an office. I recommend to use a whiteboard as your background, and that will open many great opportunities to illustrate certain ideas or topics. If you cannot find the right place at your home, add a virtual background if you can. Zoom can do it. A bonus will be making a custom virtual background with the logo of the company you're selling to. But don't be too cheesy. And now we come to the really important part, how you should talk and what sounds are appropriate. First, call them by name, especially if you have multiple people on the call. This draws their attention very quickly. Second, talk slowly. This is hard for most sales peeps, but it's very important because oftentimes people can't grasp what you are saying if you talk fast. Third, silence desktop notifications. Nobody wants to hear when you get an email or weird window sounds that cut your voice. Fourth, please mute yourself when you're not talking, especially if you have some noise in the background. And the last one, fifth, if connection breaks, calm down. Ask them if they can hear you and see you well. Tell a short joke if you want, and move forward. Technology is great until it breaks. Play it cool. Remember, you're the king of the conversation. If you're like most peeps, you're video calling off your phone, tablet, or laptop, and most likely that device is sitting below your eye level, and you're looking slightly downward at it. Please stop. Lift the device up so that the camera is at least 90-degree angle to your eyes. This way you'll be looking straight at the lens and appear as you are looking into the eyes of a person you're having a video call with. Trust me, it makes a huge difference. Along with the camera angle, dress to impress. Yes, that's right. Dress to impress. It's expected from you to dress like you would if you were supposed to have an in-person meeting. When it comes to the style of clothing, business casual is the most popular choice. But if you are presenting to fellow executives or engaging with a new client, coming across as an expert might be your priority. In which case, selecting business professional attire in a neutral color, for example, a suit and tie for men. And if you work in an industry where business attire is the norm, it's appropriate to maintain the same level of professionalism in a virtual meeting. The bottom line is, don't assume that since your work environment has changed, your attire should as well. Putting a little bit of effort into incorporating these tips into your next sales meeting over a video conference can help you reap a lot of the benefits. But, as promised, I have one more bonus thing for you, and that's an ultimate list of small talk topics you can use when starting a Zoom call. In most cases, the first 10 seconds of the call set up the tone and atmosphere for the whole conversation. You definitely don't want to lose a sale before you even get started. In the video description, you can find the link that leads you to the list. I managed to prepare 25 different topic suggestions for you, but we'll aim to update this as time goes by. One thing is sure, this Zoom era won't go away so quickly, so be prepared. There you have it. These were 4 tips I used to make my sales calls better, and one bonus list to help you set the tone for the conversation. If you find this video helpful, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos. If you want to receive my content with sales advice more frequently, go to my website and leave your email. Everything I share is completely free. And now I have a question for you. What video conferencing software do you use and why? I use Hangouts and Zoom, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and let's start the discussion. See you next time, dear sales peeps. Until then, don't forget to walk the talk. Prevent. By silencing desktop notification. Okay, ovo se bilo na nekom turskom. Please stop doing that.